Action! What up guys, Ari Gold Chosen Energy. This is day 29th of 2020. Today the topic is serving others and not to self. I mean, it's good to serve yourself first to make sure that you are happy with your life, and meaning it's good to serve yourself to the point of like you are taking care of yourself, because that's really important before you can take care of anyone else. But always have the mentality of like, hey, the other person is me. So by having that mentality, that notion, that ideology, you can actually do more for the collective than you can possibly imagine. Because what's happening is, as soon as you start living from us instead of me, things just change. Because what you're doing is you're actually living for the collective, because you're realizing that you are not just yourself. There are other people that are just part of you, and you are all one collective consciousness. And with that said, let's jump on, let's preach, and let's get to it. Today I decided to talk about serving others and living a neutral to attract the best probable timeline and parallel reality abundance. What that's saying is, when you serve others and you live from a neutral point of origin, what happens is you allow your best probable timeline to actually shape up, to formulate, because you're actually living without conditions. You're living kind of like abundant. You're living knowing that everything is going to be perfectly structured for you. Everything is going to formulate itself. There's no need to push and shove and try to just me game, you know, and just allow yourself to feel like you are perfect, you are great, and try to help others as much as possible by serving them in any way possible. I'm not recommending for anyone to just go and start giving everything that they have away and just kind of feel like they're living for someone else. Like, don't be a floor mat. And that's kind of like something that probably someone thought of right now, like saying, hey, do you really want me to be a floor mat? No, don't ever be a floor mat, but instead be the floor. Which means that, I don't even know where that came from, I just ran out of channel that, but which means that be the floor that everyone else can actually walk on and feel like you are actually like kind of like a backbone. You are kind of almost like their guardian, you know, because we all have guardians, like guardian angels. Like right now I have like guardian angel like right above me, like literally watching over me. And so if you can start being like that to everyone else, like a guardian, so this way others will have you as their guardian as they have their higher guardian. They'll have one in the physical form so they can actually see, and the spiritual one that is always on them and around them and in them. And I'll bring you examples. Like many times I help people in many ways that, and I don't charge them anything because I feel like there's no point, they need the money more than I do. And many people, they'll tell me like, oh my god, you're a guardian angel, or you're this, you're that. And I tell them like, I really am, maybe, because I'm trying to practice the whole pay it forward and not trying to just get anything out of it, just like paying it forward, knowing that when you pay it forward, it's the most amazing feeling. There's three things in life that is the most beautiful and most powerful ways that people can be happy and blissful forever. One of them is that, I believe one of them is doing things for others without anything for yourself, meaning trying to help others without profit. That's one. The other one is in love, and the other one is passion. So if you're doing this is actually one of them, which is really huge, because you're literally doing like angels work, you're doing like God's work, you're doing social's work, you're doing like your higher being's work, because your higher being does that for you every single day, but now you're doing it for others to kind of ignite that fire in them, that energy, that soul, that love, for them to actually believe that there's actually angels out there and start acting like one to attract more angels in their life like yourself. They also channeled. This phenomenon is not something that we do consciously, but it is something that we do unconsciously while feeling righteous in the midst of it all. With that saying, is like many of us are super self-serving and we don't actually serve others because that is something that we have been trained for decades, since day one, to always like take care of ourselves, like family first. Like people get this tattoo saying family first, like or first family. I'm not making fun of those people, but the fact is that I understand families first. Of course, you need to take care of your family, your loved ones, but don't feel like they're the only ones that matter in this world. Meaning, if something happens for a bit, like there's an apocalypse or something, and you need to help others, and the others are helping you, they may be total strangers, but they'll help you probably more than your loved ones, like your relatives, because they might not even be there. So that's when you realize, like, wait a minute, we're all one. The point here is, don't wait for that time to come where you are in this extreme kind of a vulnerable stage where you really need someone or someone is new, like offer that already. Just offer that out. Just make people feel like they are something. They are like they have you to depend on if they really need to. You know, I'm not saying try to go and be everyone's like kind of a free-roll and let them just treat you like just kind of take advantage of you, like kind of like the floor one like I just brought up. But make them feel like they have someone that they can trust, because if you allow them to feel like there's people out there that are amazing, that are just as genuine and compassionate, then they might actually change themselves if they're not already. So, and if they change, then they'll change others, because they'll try to pay it forward, because they'll kind of feel that, almost like that karma, that kind of, almost like they'll feel almost accountable and responsible and like obligated to actually live that way and actually, and actually just pay it forward and just share that beautiful thing called serving others. And when they do so, they'll inspire others to do the same, and little by little, one he does for the other one for the other, and we'll all be that way. At one point, all of us will be serving each other unconditionally with compassion and love. Some assume that it is all about the family and survival of the fittest when they don't realize that we're all connected to each other, and serving one is serving all. That's really something so true that a lot of people realize after their spiritual awakening. It's funny how, it's not funny, it's just beautiful actually. It's not funny at all. But it's actually beautiful and not funny, but I don't want to say funny because I don't want to offend anyone, but I guess funny in a cute way. Like really, okay. It's funny how we need to spiritually awaken to actually get those conditions off of us, all those like subconscious conditions that has been like instilled and just kind of stayed in our subconscious. And but it's just a beautiful thing, because it just shows how powerful our spirituality is and how powerful our spiritual part of us is, when we actually wake up and we actually integrate ourselves to it, things actually change drastically. We just become a whole new person. I was always a rescuer my whole life. I've always been a server. It's funny, I've done more for others than I've probably done for myself in my whole time on earth. And I've always been that way, just from day one. And so now this topic, just talk about it right now, I just realized that I've never done anything for myself more than I've done for others, because a lot of time, like most of the time, I felt like it was almost like my duty to be like this. And now I realize why, because my whole point on earth is to be a light worker. So it makes sense now why I was doing that earlier. One time I had no money in my pocket and I had like $300 in my pocket to my name. There's a guy that worked for the government. He was an ex-veteran. He was on the side of the road with the water pump failure. His name was well, I don't want to mention his name. Tony. They just put it Tony. That was his name, but not the actual name, just short name. And I helped him out, and it felt so great. I actually got teary because he got teary. And the guy was like, "I don't even know your name. Who are you? Like an angel?" And he was just super like into spirituality and the aliens and stuff like that. He was a like conspiracy theorist, and yeah, and he was living in his van. So by helping him fix his water pump, I kind of gave him home, you know, and that made me feel so good. I felt so good that actually like that inspired me. Me helping that person inspired me to do more in my life, and I got back on my feet, and I was great after that. So it was just beautiful. It was 2015. Okay, so after this, moreover, societal constructs and bestowed knowledge on humanity has conditioned us to feel like jungle animals and to only care about our survival instead of everyone on planet Earth, which includes humans and Mother Gaia with all of its inhabitants. That's really something that we have been kind of so conditioned to live and just make it part of our lives that we have just kind of become cold to each other due to the hours and years and decades of conditioning and installation and control, simply put. We have been trained this way to devolve as humans instead of evolve or be stagnant in the same density for eternity. That's literally the reason why. Here's the big reason why. You may ask, why have we been trained to be that way? Isn't that evil? Well, it's not about the evil part, because evil government, the governments, if you want to, they call them ments because they're like in each country there's some. It's not just one government. It's the shadow government. It's like everyone, you know, in the background. They don't really care how evil they get, because they are evil. Their whole source is evil. Their agenda is evil. But what they do really care is for us not to evolve, because if we evolve, we'll overthrow them. So the whole point here is to keep us under de-evolution, or if that's even a word, for us to devolve as humans instead of evolve, so we can be stagnant. We can always be in the same place. We will never go forward. If anything, we'll just even go back, but we will not go back because the technology is there. So we'll become more like robotic, more addicted to just like computers and AI. And eventually the AI will actually take us over if we're not careful. That's something that Elon Musk has coined. That for us to have that awareness that don't give too much to the AI, just let it just be there, but don't give in, and to make sure it doesn't take over us. But yeah, but the whole point is to make sure that we are stagnant in the same density on a third density, meaning and that's like the 4Ds, like with time, you know, because this way they'll be able to control us forever. Like I've talked about this many million times. It's the whole point of control, and if they can keep us in the same density, then they can control us, because we're not evolved enough to realize that they are evil, and everything is conditioning. Starting with the car that we drive, that is with gas, which is super controlled, and we're still giving into the control because it's cheap, and there's no alternative. And there is, but it's not as many, but we're getting there more than ever. It's good. So yeah, so it's just control. So it is time for us to be aware that everything that is happening around us, the whole conditioning that we should be more caring about us instead of someone else, is just for us to be selfish, for us to live for us to not evolve, and for us to just obey the rules and regulations, because we are too busy thinking about us instead of them, and instead of us as a whole, as one consciousness. Okay, once we realize how connected we are as species, like I was just saying, via meditation, physical exercise, and spiritual awakening, then we can emanate that vibrations unto others to wake up with us. That's literally what it takes. If we just realize and we just wake up and we are aware, like I was just saying earlier, and just know that it is all one, we are just all one, and we emanate that energy, that awareness, that knowledge to everyone, and bestow that like worldwide to the masses, then we can just wake up together as one and actually overthrow every shadow government by just our pure consciousness and awareness. Okay, lastly, tomorrow, as you enjoy your turn Thursday, because it's turned up all day, it's just that the way that Thursday is coined, make sure your manifest dial is turned to neutral to allow abundance in as you set intentions from your vibrational thoughts, from your parallel reality, which is the reality that you wish to be and live in, while serving others to keep your frequency high in the sky as you bring love to others on the fly. That was a little rhyme there. Actually, that was just channeled. What that's saying is, make sure your day tomorrow, Thursday, is on neutral, meaning don't think, just live and allow, and just let it happen. Trust the process. Set intentions. Don't put expectations on yourself, but intentions, totally different things. Intentions is you are intending to do those things that you want to do, and you just say it'll be nice. You don't just put importance on it, you don't put weight on it, and then allow the vibrational thoughts, which are just thoughts that are just in your head, from your parallel reality, which is the best version of yourself you can possibly be and living in, and allow that parallel reality thoughts to kind of like almost draw your day for you, while serving others to keep your high frequency high, because when you serve others, you keep your high frequency really high, and when you keep your frequency high, then you are literally tapping into your best version, your ideal version, and you're also tapping into your highest optimal timeline. And from there, you'll feel like you're in the sky, and you'll bring love to others on the fly, meaning as you are keeping your vibrations high, you're actually also bringing love to others, because by your high energy, everyone else is actually benefiting from it. And on the fly, they're actually feeling the emanated beautiful vibes, and they're actually changing themselves and their reality. You are changing yours. And that's it. Have an amazing, beautiful turn Thursday and a weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love, peace, and namaste. Stay vibey and serving.